Hey y'all, I'm just giving everybody a couple of minutes, including myself. I am so running late, and I try really hard to be on time and have all of my stuff gathered up so that y'all don't have to wait on me. But today, whew, oh Lord. Now I apologize, y'all. I can't see comments too well without getting my face all down here and looking crazy. Hopefully Rosanna can come on and answer some questions for y'all if I miss it. So go ahead and ask your questions if you have any. And if she can't join us, I will go back and answer everyone's questions. I just wanted to start off and show y'all this cup that I did the other day in a live. It is a cup that I'm making for a friend of mine, and it's going to be a Peekaboo Pegasus, and Pegasus is going to shine through in this beautiful gold, and then the outside of it's going to be a black gold. And the color that this one is, I did apply this with the epoxy method. It uses a whole lot less glitter when you do it that way. And it's you can't get a better glue, okay? Now this color is B0203. B0203. It is beautiful. I know y'all can't see the shine like I can, but trust me. Oh, it's gorgeous. All right. I, today, am using FC 321. Rosanna calls this her crack glitter. And if you've never used it and you don't buy any other glitter, you need to get this one. I'm telling you, there's so much you can do with this color. It's unreal. So I got some paper cut here. I'm going to show y'all just a little bit with the glitter, and then I'm going to move on to crafting real quick for y'all. And that gives you an idea of what we're going to do. This is the FC 321 out of the bag. Now this is the fine and chunky mixed together. When you're doing it on a glass surface like this, you get better coverage. Like if you're doing ornaments or something, you will get better coverage if you mix the two. I don't know what, I guess the fine just fills in between the larger cut. This one is considered the chunky size. It's a 0.15. This is the same glitter, but it's in the 08 size. So this is really, really fine. And then you have the more chunky. They look different, but they're not. They are exactly the same. So that's what I did my two bowls with. That is this color. And that's what it looks like on a white background. Okay? Now, whoops, sorry y'all. Hold on. I'm going to try putting this on some different colors so y'all can see how it does. Let's do it so I don't spill it everywhere. Okay. This is on a dark purple, just cardstock. And that's what it looks like on purple. Now, if you have a cup, and Rosanna showed y'all this morning that she sprayed one color at the bottom and another color up top. but she used this one glitter, and it made it look like two completely different colors. It all depends on what background you put this glitter on as to what color it's going to be. So you can see around the edges here that it gets kind of a greenish yellow, and in the middle where it's still piled up, it stays the same. Now, that's on the dark purple. Let's see if there's any difference on a green. Oh yeah. Now look at on that color. It completely changes. This stuff is unbelievable. All right, now we'll try it on a light blue. This is like a baby blue color. And that's the color of it on this. All right, I'm gonna try one more color, and then y'all will, I mean, you have the point. And that's on a pink. It's almost like a hot pink color. Okay. Now, I'll show you the real difference. And the container is on a white container. This is on black. You can definitely see the difference in the colors here. This looks more of a green color. So, just depends on what you put it on, y'all. But it's beautiful stuff. So that's what I used on my bowls. Now, I did go back. I applied the glitter using Minwax polycrylic. I find that this works the best. I have tried the floor wax that everybody says works. I've tried hairspray. Y'all don't waste your money on hairspray, for goodness sakes. It will look good for a few minutes, but once it dries, your glitter's going to fall off of the side of your glass. So don't even waste your money on either one of those, really. I've tried them. They do not work. Polycrylic is the best thing that there is out there to do with this. Now, I buy it in the big one because I do a lot of woodworking too. So I use it. It's not a problem for me. But you don't have to. You can get it in the small containers. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it at your hardware store, wherever. What I do is put a little bit in a bottle so that I don't have to keep opening and closing my big one and having it out. And then this way I can just pour it right out the top. What you don't use, what you don't need any longer, you can pour back in there. It's not going to hurt it. Once you put the polycrylic inside your dish, just kind of roll it around like this. Make sure you completely cover everything with the polycrylic. If you have an area that doesn't have any on it, glitter's not going to stick there, obviously. And then you'll have a project that has a bald spot. It's very hard to go back and fix it. Because once you get the glitter in here and you see that you've missed a spot, it's not going to look the same as the rest of your jar when you go back to do it. If you drip any on the glitter, it's going to cause it to run. So it's important to just do it right the first time. And then when you get everything covered, turn it upside down, let it drain for a few minutes, and then just dump in your glitter and do it the same way. Just roll it around the exact same way that you're putting in your polycrylic. Now, don't be afraid to fill it pretty good with glitter, because your glitter is only going to stick to what's wet. Okay, so you're not going to contaminate your glitter in any way if it's not stuck to the side of your dish. Okay, because like I said, it's only going to stick to what's wet. So you dump the glitter back out, and that's what this is. This is just my leftover from my 2 dishes. And as you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's fine. So don't waste your glitter. Go ahead and put it in there, and don't stress yourself trying to get it covered. It ain't all that. Let me get this out of the way. All right. Now, I am using of course, Blinggasm waterslide paper. And that's what held me up, y'all. I printed my image and I forgot to seal it. And I was like, oh no, that would be a disaster. You do need to seal this if you're using anything other than a laser printer. If you're using an inkjet or whatever other kind you got, you have to seal it. Or you're going to have a big old runny mess in your water. So I printed one out on white, and then I printed one on clear. And the only reason why I did that, it's not something I normally do. I didn't know what's going to look the best on this white background, so I figured I would try both. Now, another thing. I've had people tell me that when you print your waterslide paper, make sure you use your whole sheet. Because if you have a sheet that doesn't have anything printed over here, you have to throw it away because you can't print on it. That's wrong. Do not listen to that. As you can see, I have a small piece of waterslide here. I took some regular Scotch tape and taped that little bitty piece down to a full sheet of regular copy paper. You will need to find out where your printer prints. That's what this is. I wanted to see where it was printing on my sheet. And then you attach this piece to wherever it's printing. So don't think you have to fill up a whole page with stuff that you don't need. You don't. You just have to be creative, and you can go back and do it later. And it seems like there's always one fly. Do y'all get that? I got one fly in here, and he's going to drive me crazy. All right, so I have one on clear and one on white, just because I didn't know which one I wanted to use. So I figured, shoot, we'll test it, because that was what Rosanna was telling y'all about this morning. And if it's a full image, you can use white. If it has all those letters and stuff, well, you're going to work yourself to death. And I have a hard enough time with my Cricut. Lord knows I don't need to make it worse. All right. Let's get crafting now. I'm making a snowman. Let me show you my little Grinch that I made. I made this the other day. And I knew I wanted to do a Grinch and a snowman. Okay? I made everything here. The glitter, this is yarn. The feathers I got from Amazon. I made his hat out of a piece of cardboard and a sock from Dollar Tree. I put in some Dollar Tree fairy lights in both sides of this, and he lights up at night. And I think he is so stinking cute. Absolutely love him. So that's what we're doing today with a snowman. And I have lights here, y'all, but I didn't bring out a itty bitty screwdriver to put batteries in it. So I'm going to walk you through how I put them in there. And then I can go back and add lights and show y'all. But these are Dollar Tree. They are blue. They're going to shine blue, which I thought would look gorgeous shining through this white. And this is what they look like. When you get them, if you want white, just look up in the corner and make sure you're getting the right color. I bought 2 white because 2 blue, that's just what I wanted. All right, so we're going to be putting those in. We're going to be making his hat out of foam sheets. It's like a thin styrofoam kind of thing. You get it craft sections most anywhere. I'll put a link down where you can get it. When I'm finished, I'll go back and give y'all a link to get that. All right. So, I have a lot of embellishments out here. I have my hot glue gun going. Before you add your glitter or your polycrylic, you want to clean the inside of these with alcohol. I use denatured alcohol. It is 99% alcohol. It's the purest form that you can buy. They don't have this over in the pharmacy section where we normally get alcohol. You can get this back by the paint at Walmart. You can go back by the paint section and get it there. Sometimes they have it in automotive. It does cost more. You don't have to use this kind. This is just my choice. And I just thought I'd show y'all what kind I use. And now I have some feathers that we're going to decorate him up with too. Really quick, I want to show y'all this. I have chickens. I raise chickens. And a lot of my feathers I get right from my chickens. Look at this. That is from my chicken. Is that not beautiful? I have specialty chickens per se. And so I get really, really pretty feathers from them. Now what I will do is take them in the house, wash them with Dawn soap, blow dry them, and voila. I have all of the feathers I could ever need. But I just wanted to share that with you. You don't have to spend a lot of money to craft, y'all. This one is from one of my chickens. Is that not beautiful? So, okay. Now, let me see what order I want to do this. Let's start with the water slide and get that put on. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, because I don't want to try to glue it and take a chance of it coming apart after I get it glued. So I have some water just in a container. It's room temperature water. I am going to put both of the faces in because, like I said, I don't know which one is going to look the best. When you print it, you do want to go and trim it up as much as you can. We're going to be putting it on a round surface, which is going to be a little challenging. It can be done, but you got to work with it a little bit more to get all of the crinkles out of it. So I'm just going to cut around it. Now, my water is room temperature. Some people say use warm water. It does activate it and cause it to release faster. But sometimes you can't get to it just immediately. So I just use room temperature and then I'm not rushed. It doesn't take that much longer. And I'm not cutting these out perfect. Rosanna, are you with me? Hey, Lisa. There's Rosanna. And if y'all have questions about water slide, our queen is here. She can definitely answer any question y'all have. All right, now I'm just going to put them in here. When you put it in like this, it's going to curl up. I get it wet, and then I just turn it back over to the other side. Hold it down for just a second. And now this water is kind of chilly, so it might take it just a little bit longer to come off. And when I'm crafting, y'all, I have me a little bucket. It's a barbecue bucket that I got from Walmart. And I keep it up here so I can just throw my stuff in it as I go. And then that way I can keep my area clean so I can work. All right. Now I'm going to just look at my jars. There shouldn't be any difference. But I'm going to look at them and see where I want the faces and on which jar. Now, there's a couple of ways you can put your jars together. You can set them like this and have the opening here, and that's fine. It does give you a better seal around the two jars, but if you do it like this, you can't put your lights in it. You would have to use 2 separate strings of light. So, and I mean, you could that way if you wanted to, but I turn mine upside down on each other like this. It does make it a little bit taller. I have a much better seam here for the fat belly and the fat face. And I'm going to be wrapping a scarf around it, so you're not going to see it anyway. And what I'll do is put my lights in both sides, and then I'll run the cord out from in between them. And it'll be hanging out like that, so I can change the batteries, turn it off and on, you know. I'm not using those. I don't know why I got them out. All right. I'm just going to look and see where I want to put the face. They look pretty much the same. All right. Now, I can tell by looking at my water, the image in the water. This is the white one. You can plainly see it. And this is the clear one. You can see through to the image a whole lot better. So, this one looks like it's ready to go. I'm going to see how it looks on here. And as long as your surface is wet, you can move it around. Because you want to make sure you can move it and position it straight. And you see how easy this is coming off. Just like that. Let me put that back in and wet this. All right, you lay it down, put your finger on one side, and pull that card out from under it. Just like that. And like I said, because it is a curved surface, you will have to work with it some. If you're using a clear water slide like this one, you can go in here and make, you see where the where it's gathered up right there? Just take your scissors and snip it a little bit so you can lay it over each other. A lot of people will stretch the image. I don't stretch mine. I don't want to get it out of shape. I just prefer not to stretch them. Sorry, y'all, I'm just trying to work out all the little wrinkles in it. All right, that's what the clear one looks like, but you can still see I have my little creases that I'll have to go back and fix. But before I do that, let's go ahead and finish this one. I can take it off if I decide to go with the other one. So I'm just going to work with it for a minute. And if you need to snip it a little bit with your scissors so that it lays flatter and you don't have the wrinkles, move your excess to a spot that has no image on it. And that way you're not messing up your image. You're not cutting it. And as long as you keep your water paper, your water slide wet, and your jar wet, you can move it around. And I like to feel it with my finger so I know where my creases are. Just like that. Looked like he was kind of winking. And I do need to go back and put a slit in it right there. And Rosanna might have some better tricks on doing this. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cut that whole little section out right there. This is just the way I do it. But Rosanna's been doing it a whole lot longer than I have and knows a whole lot more about it. And by cutting that little slit in it, now I can move all of my wrinkles to that area and make it lay flat. Just like that. All right, now I take a brush. I like the big, fat, flat one. That's hard to say. I hold on to the image. Not everybody says you have to do that, but I do. I just don't want it to shift on me. And then you just start working from the inside to the outside edges to get all of the water out, the air bubbles. And once you get the water out, it's there. It's not going to move on you. And now I'm not going to rub it because I don't want to smear my ink. And just in case, I don't want to have a old smeary mess. But I'm just going to pat it gently to help dry it. All right. Now that's the clear one, which is beautiful because you can see the glitter behind it. But I'm going to turn it over and put the white one on just to see what we like the best. And then I can take off whichever one I don't want to use. And y'all, I think it's going to be the clear, hands down. Because I don't really like the way it's making his face look. So I'm not even going to hold y'all up to do that. But that's what the white looks like. So if you're putting it on a white cup, maybe that's okay. I don't know. I just don't like it on this. That's the white and that's the clear. So this one is so much prettier for this application. All right. Rosanna, if you don't use these and you put it back on the card and get all the wrinkles out, can you reuse it? I don't know. I've never tried. Great. They do sell good, Rosanna. They sure do. You take these little craft fairs and stuff, or, you know, just put them on your site. All right, so I'm going to go with the clear. He's really pretty. She. I think this is more of a she face because of the eyelashes. So we're making her a girl. All right, let me get this water out of the way before I make a mess. Okay, now, let's start working on putting them together. And then we get to do the fun part, which is decorating them. I'm trying to decide, y'all, if I want to go ahead and glue it together with the E6000 or just use the hot glue gun so I can go back and take it apart. As long as you're using hot glue on this glass, it will never be permanent. It just chips off. It does. If you use E6000, it's pretty much as permanent as you can get without using epoxy. I see no reason to use epoxy on this, so I'm not even going to try it. But I will secure everything with the E6000. And all I do, let's go ahead and say I'm going through the whole thing so y'all can see how to do it. And then I can always go back and add batteries and take some pictures for y'all and post them. Now, I normally like to use the fairy lights, but in this case, the wire is almost a clear, so I don't mind using this one for this application because I don't want to see the wire through it. And now, y'all, do you see what I just did? I'm going to have to redo my snowman. I'm not going to do it right now, but I put his face on upside down because I wanted to put it this way so I could set them on top of each other. And he's not looking right for that. So I will go back and redo his little face. He's still moving around. Yeah, not all the way though, so I'm not going to try to take it off. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this right here in the bottom, and then the light will shine up through it. We're just going to make it work. How about that? All right, so now all my lights are going to be in the bottom of this one because of my mistake. And it's okay. He's just not going to be as tall, but he's still going to be as cute. Now, when you put them together and you have your battery pack, I normally like to take it as far as I can to let it start coming out so that I have plenty of room on this. And I can hide it some way. I can take Velcro or E6000, whatever, and attach it to the back side of it. Whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. I like to leave a little room, and then that way if I change my mind or if I move it next year, I'll be able to do that. So I've put the lights in. I don't want to put hot glue on my wire, so I am going to use the E6000. Yeah, these scissors come from Harbor Freight. They're like 79 cents, and they cut PVC pipe. They're good for opening stuff because it has the teeth on them. They're good, heavy-duty scissors, and you can't beat the price. All right, so I just put a little E6000 there, put my cord right there. What I'm going to do is put my E6000 around this, but I'm going to put a few drops of hot glue just to hold it until the E6000 sets up. So let's do it first. Do not, if y'all decide to do it this way, don't try to put your E6000 down and then put the hot glue on top of it, because it won't hold. It will just fall right apart. So leave a few areas for your hot glue. And again, this glue is not going to show because he's going to have a scarf. Just like that. Don't take a lot. You can always go back and add more. And now I'm just going to go in here in these spots that doesn't have E6000. I do use Gorilla Glue, glue sticks. I live in Florida. It's very humid. And if anything has a chance of holding, it is going to be the Gorilla brand. But really none of it holds here. All right, now just line him up. Push it down a little bit and let that hot glue grab a hold. Okay. And now he's starting to take shape. Just like that. And I think he's going to be beautiful. Oh my God, I love that face. Too cute. Okay. Now the fun part. What I did was looked around my she shed. And I tried to find something that was the size that I wanted to use for the brim of his hat. Okay, so anything round, I started setting it up on top. You do want your hat to be a little bit larger than the the dish that you're putting it on, because it would look funny if you have a small hat on this big old fatty. So just kind of put it on there and step back and look. Does that look good? That might be a hair too big. So I'm not going to go with that. And then I used some Blinggasm ribbon, and I set that up there, and I thought, well, no, because it's too small. It doesn't stick out past here at all. But look at that gorgeous ribbon, y'all. So I went to this container with my disinfectant wipes. Set that on top. That looks pretty good. I still could use it a little bit bigger, somewhere in between this one and the ribbon. So I went back to old school. I went back to the compass. So what I'm going to do is measure out my container and set my compass to that size. And then just make my circle on here. Oh, this is really old school. I don't even know if they still use those in school. All right, so I know this is the size that's closest to what I want. So I'm going to put my compass as much in the middle as I can get it, and then bring my pencil down to the outside edge, just like that. Okay, so that's the exact size of this. I want it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to move my compass out, the pencil side, move it out just a little bit, like that. And you can lock it in place, but it's been so long since I was in school, y'all, and I forgot how to use these things. All right. Now, you don't have to use this foam. You can use cardboard, by all means, and just get you a 50-cent acrylic paint and paint it black. Just paint your cardboard. It's fine. All right, so I'm going to put this down, make sure I give myself plenty of room all the way around. And I'm going to hold this and make my mark. I was never good with these things in school either. But this will at least give me something to follow. And you can use whatever you have to do this with. Like I said, I couldn't find anything readily available without really doing some digging. So this is what I'm going to. And I didn't go all the way around. I just give myself a little guideline to go by. But that don't look very big. Let me see if that's going to work. That's still not as big as I want it, y'all. Because I want it to stick out past his body because I don't want him to look retarded. All right, we're going to wing it. And now you're going to need 2 circles, one small one for the top of his hat, and then you're going to need some of this for the middle of his hat, because we're going to make him a top hat. And I want this just a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to come out a little bit away from my circle. And like I said, this is just craft foam, very inexpensive. Any craft store has it. Walmart has it. Amazon has it. And it comes in different colors too. All right. Now that's the base of his top hat. It's not cut perfect, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be embellishing it some. Okay, so I got that done. Now we need to cut a piece for his center section of his hat. And I try not to hold y'all up too long, so I'm going to try to move it on. All right, now you need to decide how tall you want it to be. And it's going to be rolled up, something like that. And hold it up here. Of course, this is too small, so I'm just trying to give y'all an idea. Hold it up here. And I'm thinking about that tall. About right there. That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to come right here and snip it. Do we want to snip it there? Yeah, let's go for it. And just cut you off a straight piece. And now you decide how fat you want it to be. Because you don't want it real small because it'll look silly again. But you don't want it as big as this either. Because we want to use the brim of the hat to do some of our decorating. So that right there looks pretty good to me. Alright, so now I'm just going to put some hot glue on it right here to hold it. I'm sorry, y'all. And when you're holding it down through this foam, it will get warm because it's very thin foam board. So just be careful and don't burn yourself. All right, and now I'm going to go back and cut off the excess here. And on the strings, y'all, when you're working with hot glue, you know how we get all those stringies? All you need to do is hit it with a blow dryer or your heat gun if you're in your craft room working, and it will completely melt them and make them go away. You will not see them. You don't have to pick them off, nothing. All right, so there's the center section of his hat. Can y'all see good? I'm sorry. Is that better? Oh, I still had time to move his face. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know what the work time was. But it's okay. I'm happy with him. He's going to be cute. But my mistake, now y'all know to watch for that. Okay, and there's that. And now for the top of his hat, you want to cut it the same size as this, okay? So I'm just going to put this down here and just make my marks around it, because you want the top brim of his hat to be the same size as the centerpiece. And if you don't get it perfect, you can go back and cut it out and trim it. And you see I've made his whole hat with one piece of this, and it's only like 15, 25 cents. It's not much. And I've gotten his whole hat, and I still have a half a sheet left. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. We can use that as something to decorate as well. All right. And see, that's not exactly perfect. So I'm just going to turn it until I get it, excuse me. I'm going to turn it until I get it into the best position, which is about right there. Now I'm going to put my hot glue around the edge here. Now you really don't want it running down the front side of your hat because it will show on this. You want to keep your glue more to the inside. All right, just hold it down for a second. And you can take your scissors, and you see how it's not exactly right there. I didn't cut straight. Just take your scissors and trim it up. I think I'm going to use my Cricut scissors for this. And then you can go back and trim closer here and finish gluing it down so it looks good. Put me a little dab of glue right here and right here. And if you get it on your hat, it's okay. Take off what you can, and like I said, get your heat gun, hit it with your heat gun, it'll remove all of this mess. And then that's just part of the cleanup process. So we'll go back and finish. I'll do that off camera, but y'all get the idea. All right, now we want to glue his, how do I want to do this? Let's glue this piece to the brim. Then we'll attach the whole thing. Because you do want to kind of get this in the middle. So just kind of, I don't measure stuff like this, y'all. It's not that important that I'm going to stress over it. So I just eyeball it. And I'm going to mark around it just so I kind of know where to put my glue. I'll hold it down and just give myself some guideline marks. Okay. Now you want to go inside those marks. Go up to them, but stay on the inside. Okay. Now his hat's done. We just have to attach it to his little head. And I'm going to turn it towards me, guys. Excuse me a second. I'm going to turn it towards me so I can line up the back. I want to make sure that I get that straight because I don't want someone looking at his face and seeing the ugly side. Okay, about right there looks good to me. And just that easy, he's got him a little top hat. And you can use E6000 on this as well, but I don't think it's as important as holding the two pieces, the two bowls together. And just put it down and hold it for a second. I got little stringies. Okay, that's what he's looking like so far. He's adorable. All right, now we're gonna go to the fun part, and that's gonna be decorating him up. We got his hat, and for my decorations, I always pull out a lot of stuff, and then I go back and I hold it up and look and see what I want to use and that sort of thing. I have a couple of different yarns here. This is just fatty yarn, and I think I might want to use this for his scarf. Or maybe red. What y'all think? What you think looks best? The red? I kind of like the red myself. And all that is a sock from Dollar Tree. I just cut them open, and then I have myself a piece of fabric. Now here is another pair I got that's black and white, which would really look cute with his hat. That's what that would look like. I'm kind of digging that one. All right, y'all give me your opinion. Whatever y'all choose, I'll use. I got plenty of time, so y'all just comment, because there is a delay. So, while y'all are answering that, we're going to start decorating his hat. And that's why I got out these aggravating foam beads. It's called Faux Snow from Dollar Tree. And they go everywhere, y'all. I'm just telling you now. Get ready. If you want to do one of these without the glitter on it for some reason, let's say you want to put some decorations. See? Look, they're going everywhere. Let's say you want to leave your bowls clear so you can put embellishments and stuff and decorate the inside, which is beautiful. I do have a tutorial coming up on that. You use this faux snow, or the kind that you get from Walmart that is looks kind of like glitter, but it's more in flakes than these aggravating styrofoam balls. I'd rather work with glitter than these things. They're so aggravating. Okay, y'all getting me some answers? Black and white, red. Hey, Joyce. Marsha, Kathy, hey, y'all. As of right now, black and white's winning. And I thought it was really cute with his hat. I like the black and white. When you're going to get your decorations and stuff, your embellishments, go to the section that has the ornaments. This I got from Walmart. It's the holiday time. Any of the holiday time is from Walmart. It's $1.48. It comes with a little clip on the back, so you can just clip it to something. But I don't do that. No. That's too plain. Anybody can do that. We want ours different. Okay, so we take them apart. Here's another one from Walmart. Now, I love these little red leaves and the white leaves. So I'm probably going to take some of those off and put up here. I have the little red and candy striped ornaments. And I have a beautiful little candy cane. But then if I go with the black and white, y'all, if I go with the black and white ribbon, I can use some of these black and white Christmas ornaments right there. That would look cute. See that? But I like the red too, so we might mix it up. All right, let's start destructing. And this stuff normally just pops off. I didn't get my cutters, of course. There we go. All you do is pull it off. You just got to give it a good tug. And I love this pine that has some of the flocking on it. So we're going to pull those off. Pine cone has some flocking. So we'll pull that off. Now, I did make a pine cone. I spray painted it red. It's just a small one. And I added some white paint to the tips and some glitter to make it really sparkly, because I thought that would look cute sitting up there. So I got plenty of stuff to work with. I have some beads from Dollar Tree. I got some white and red ones, which will look cute sitting up here. I have some bells. We might could add a bell to the end of his scarf. Okay. Let's pull this apart, because I really like some of this. See, that one came right off. If you can get this clip off, the rest of it just kind of falls apart then. Or it's much easier to pull apart. Okay, now I have me a whole bunch of mini ornaments this way. For $3, I have enough that I can do a lot of decorating with. And also, Dollar Tree has these. You know, you just have to look and search. But for $1, you can even get the same kind of stuff. All right, what are we going to do? Let's cut this leaf up. And let's get some of these flowers, leaves that has this glitter on it. Okay, now we just start putting stuff up here. Kind of hold it, see what you want to use, what looks good. And these are just plastic, y'all, so you can cut them with just scissors. You don't need to go rob the hubby's toolbox or nothing. I kind of like that a little bit. We could do that. That one there is too big. See, there's two different sizes here. You don't want anything so big that it kind of hangs over, because then it's going to look really odd. So go with your small stuff. We could add one of those in there, depending on what color we go with on the scarf. All right, so I'm going to glue these down. I want to make sure I get it where I want it. I think I'm going to go with 2 of these white glittery ones, and then put a red on top, because I want one kind of going out this way. And before you glue anything down, hold it up, look at it, make sure, you know, you're putting it where you want it. Don't burn yourself. Okay, I like that. And then we'll just add a red one right there, which I think I like it. Nope, I like it better there. And that's what I said. Set it down, step back, look at it, make sure you're in love before you glue it. Okay, got that on. Now, do we want to add some of these? I do, but I don't like this whole big stem. Okay, it's just too big. So, what I'm going to do is cut some off. Now, this is going to give me a bunch of single pieces, but that's okay. I can bunch them up and put them on there. You can just put you some glue on the in a spot, and then just lay these down. So I'm getting me a nice little bundle. Just like that. And I'm just going to come in here and tuck them up under. And then you just hold it in place until it sticks. But also remember, guys, that the stuff we're working with on these little ornaments that we're taking apart is plastic. So if you have your heat gun turned up on high, you do take a chance of melting it. So you want to be careful. Okay, I like that. That's cute. We could put that one. I like the one. Uh-oh, y'all, I just figured out what I'm going to do. Okay, let me get this out of the way so I can get in here. Hold that down. What y'all think so far? I love it. Now, I have my little candy cane. I'm going to turn it around a second so I can look at it. Make sure I love it. And I also do very much. All right. So I'm going to glue the candy cane facing the way I want it right there. How's that? Cute. Can y'all tell I really enjoy crafting? I'm trying to look at comments, y'all. Hey, Jenny. Marsha, what are you talking about, love? You like the mix? Tell me what you're talking about before I go too far. I'm going to save these little pieces there just in case I want to use them somewhere else too. Okay, what else do I want to put on? I think, y'all, he needs some of those flyaway beads right around the brim of his hat. And I think for that, because they are styrofoam, I don't want to use the hot glue gun, Blinggasm has a glue. It's triple threat glue. Y'all, you need to get you some of that. I would use it now, but it's in the house. And I don't have it out here. So I'm going to use this fabric tack. And this stuff is good too. But here's the difference. This one is a small 4 ounce. And for what you pay for this versus 4 ounces of the Blinggasm, it's hands down Blinggasm. Okay, it's better glue. And for your money, you want the best deal. So I'm just going to run some of this glue right around the edge of his hat. And then I'm going to drop some of these crazy things. Here, let's do it this way, because they fly everywhere. And I'm going to lay them down so that I can just pour some kind of on the top here. And this is the larger size. They come in a couple of different sizes. I wanted the large for this because I thought the small would be just too small. Okay, and take your finger and just push it down in the glue. That's cute. If I go all the way around with it, I like that. Just make sure, like I said, that you push it down into the glue because they will roll around. And probably what I'll do, once I close this out, is I'll probably put a bead right around that top rim so that you can't see where I glued it together. Or you could put some greenery up there. Or get you a can of that spray snow from Walmart and just spray a little bit on the top of his hat. And I'm not going to make y'all wait for me to go all the way around with this either. I'm just going to put some up here enough so we can see it. And then I'll go back and finish it. I like that. Okay. Now, I want to add a feather or two and some of these red berries in there because they are a brighter red than this, and it will kind of make it pop a little bit, I think. Let's look at some feathers. I'm going to turn it around, y'all, so I can see it just a little bit. Look at that. Is this a yay or a nay? Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you like it. If you don't like the feather, I'll snatch it off. But I think it's cute. I like the feather right there. And I think that pretty well finishes it off. I might use one more of these. Just back on this side. Right about there. Yep, I like that. Okay, I think that's enough on his hat. I'll finish taking these white foam beads all the way around, and then I'll come back and probably put, I don't know if I'm gonna go with the beads or maybe just some flocking up on top of his hat. I will take a picture of it and let y'all see what I decided to do, but it does need something up there. I'm not gonna glue the feather down. I want to get somebody else's opinion before I do that. And so see, I have all this stuff out here and I used hardly anything on it. Okay, now she needs some buttons right here on her little tummy. You can use a lot of different things for this as well. You could even go as far as pom-poms. You could put some little pom-poms there. If you have any super small ornaments, you could put those there. Buttons. These are just wooden buttons that you can paint any color you want, and there's all different sizes. But at Dollar Tree, I found some of these little snowflakes that are sticky, and they have the clear, looks like a mirrored look, and they have a blue. Okay, now, think back, my lights that I put on the inside are going to shine blue. So I'm going to go with the blue, just to kind of do a color coordinating. And if you look at this glitter, again, y'all, this is the FC 321. Blue looks really good with it. A pink, a yellow. So pretty much anything you want to put will match the glitter. But because I put the blue lights in it, is why I'm going to go with the blue ones. Blinggasm, guys, has flat back rhinestones. Perfect for an application like this. And there's all kind of colors, sizes, shapes. They have so much of this kind of stuff. Okay, that's the little snowflake. On the back of them, there is a little sticky dot. And you can pull it off, and it sticks pretty good. So for now, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to turn it around, y'all, just so I can get them straight. And I think I'm going to go with 3. And just push it down. Like I said, it's pretty good glue. You could even put your little dab of hot glue on it just to hold it a little bit better. But when y'all lay them down like this, be real careful, because that E6000 has not set up yet, and you could take a chance of having it come apart on you. Okay, there's the buttons and his cute little face and his feather. Now all we need to do is the ribbon. Now, since I've put the red embellishments up here, are y'all thinking more red scarf or still black and white? That looks okay, but I ain't in love. Let's try black and white and see how that looks. I'm still saying black and white. All right, we're going to go with the black and white. I have a mess here. Now, all I'm going to do is cut this. I don't really want to cut it on this side because that's my straightest piece. If I cut over on this side, I can cut this heel out, which you don't really use anyway, and then I can open it up and have a larger piece of fabric from it. So I'm just going to cut down this back seam. And I'm trying to hurry. I know it's getting long, y'all. I apologize. Okay, now I have me a piece of fabric here. And it stretches. When you stretch it, it kind of curls. You see how it curls up? So before you cut off your piece of fabric here, you want to make sure that you have it wide enough so that when you stretch it, you're still going to be able to see it. So I'm going to go a little bit wider than anyone would imagine it would take. I can always trim it up, but I can't add more to it. Well, I just knocked this feather off. Okay, I'll put that back on in a second. Okay, and now I'm going to stretch it because I didn't cut the heel off yet. So I want to stretch it and see if it's going to kind of go away on its own. And I don't know why, but I always make them tie over on this side. And I do like them to go kind of towards the front so that you can see the sides of it hanging down. Now what I'll do, I'm not going to do it now. What I'll do is go back and put some glue around the edge so I can glue the scarf down the way I want it to lay. Because you see how it's curling out? I don't want that. I want it curled in. Let's see if I can get it to do it really quick while y'all are here. Just like that. And that's what I'll do is I'll roll it the way I want it to go and use my hot glue gun. That's cute. Okay, I'm just going to give it a dab with the hot glue gun to hold it in place. Because remember, it comes off. This hot glue will pop right off. And I'm just more or less just tacking it down for the time being. Hold it for a second. And like I said, I'll have to go get him to roll the right way. Now, also what I'll do, once I get all of this glued down, I will come in and put just a dab of hot glue right here on the jar to hold the scarf in place. And y'all, other than adding a couple of berries, it's done. And I'm not going to make y'all sit any longer because it's been kind of lengthy. And it goes a whole lot faster if you're just sitting in your craft room and doing it. It really is a quick, other than waiting for the polycrylic to dry, it's a very quick craft. But because I was showing you and doing it step by step, it took a little bit longer. But there she is. And I'm in love with it. In love. Okay, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. Again, I might go back and even add a bell right here. And it'll jingle. I'll take some pictures once I get all of the finishing touches done and post them for you guys. If you have any questions, leave it in the feed. I will go back and answer every question for you guys. And I appreciate y'all joining me and watching me and supporting me. Thanks, guys.